Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers and Digital Empire Builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and today we're talking Free Game Friday, content marketing, answering your questions about marketing, all things branding and marketing, content creation for small local businesses, solopreneurs, whether you're in the real estate space, whether you have a small brick and mortar store, whether you're in retail, e-commerce, it doesn't matter. Everybody can benefit from amazing content to their social channels to drive leads and traffic and sales to their business. So that's what we're talking about today. So do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite SaaSpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the local Biz Marketing Pros studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri, where we are here to help you optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue, so you can expand your operations and ultimately contribute more to the communities that you serve. Go to localbizmarketingpros.com or click the link in the show notes or the bio to get our free Ultimate Online Marketing Checklist for small service-based businesses. It'll give you a blueprint and a game plan that will help you execute on dominating your local search. Let me ask you a question. What would it mean to you to not just be the best at what you do, but also become the best known for what you do? That's what an online presence can do for you. Localbizmarketingpros.com. Check out our free Ultimate Online Marketing Checklist for small businesses. It'll help you get there. Today, it's all about content marketing. It's all about marketing. It's all about you, right? We do on Fridays, Free Game Friday. This is your chance to ask us questions about your own business. It's your chance to be selfish, right? Ask what can we do to help you with plans, with strategy, with tips, tools, tricks to help you better market your business. And that's what it is all about. We're going to emphasize content marketing today because a lot of people are struggling with, Cortez, what do I post on my social platforms, right? How do I use social media to get people in my store, to get people to my website? That's what we're going to be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to comment in the chat where you're from, right? I need you to drop the name of your business and or your brand, not just for me, not just for the algorithm, but you never know who might want to connect with you based on seeing a little description of what it is that you do in the comments. And then also let us know where you're from, because you might pick up a business bestie based on the city that you're in. Somebody else in that same city might want to connect with you. So I ask at every episode. I know y'all think that I'm doing it selfishly for me, And part of the reason it does help the algorithm, but at the end of the day, we got to start connecting one another. We got to start networking with one another. And I'm encouraging you to be bold about your business, right? If you are in business and every opportunity you get to shout out your business and you don't, I got to wonder, how much do you believe in that business, right? Don't be a secret agent entrepreneur. Comment in the chats if you're able to. Now, don't be trying to text and drive and put your stuff in there if you're driving. But if you're sitting down and you're able to, let us know who you are, what you do, and where you are, where you're from. A couple quick announcements, really just one major announcement, right? It is Labor Day weekend, so y'all know I was going to have some sort of special, some sort of sale, some sort of something to help you get your business all the way right. And you are right about that, right? So some of you guys know that I recently launched my own software company called BlackBizSuccess.com. It is the Black Biz Success app. It is the premier sales and marketing system for Black entrepreneurs to compete with national brands. And today, in honor of Labor Day weekend, we are kicking off a 10% first month trial. That's right. So our most popular plan, if I go to my pricings page, I'm going to show you something really quick. I promise we're going to get the show started. But if I go to my most popular plan, which is our professional plan, it's $297 per month. What we're doing in honor of Labor Day is we're allowing you to try it for the first month for 10%. So that is $29.70. You can try our most popular plan. You're going to get everything, full customer support. You're going to get our SMS text messaging system, up to 1,500 text messages, up to 15,000 email credits. Unlimited team members can be added to the system. You're going to get your CRM, our website builder, our funnel builder. It's going down. We want you to have everything that you need to help your business go to the next level. Go to blackbizsuccess.com. And when you go through the checkout, it's going to say $297, but you're going to see it's going to reduce to $29.70 when you check out. So your first month, we're going to help you get everything that you need in place. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, every week we're going to do a sales and lead generation challenge to help you get the most out of the system. So go to blackbizsuccess.com, check that thing out, man. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You need a system like this on the back end of your business if you want your business to go to the next level. And chances are you're already paying $300 or $400 a month for all these other tools and things that you're using. Our app literally replaces about 20 different tools. We typically have people save anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500 a month when they switch to our software, because they can cancel a lot of other stuff. So make sure y'all go check that out. Now, let's officially start the show, man. Y'all know how we do it. Every time we start the show officially, we start with a quote of the day. And today's quote says this: don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Oh, can y'all tell that I've come alive this morning, right? I figured out what makes me come alive and what fires me up, and I'm doing it. That's why I show up every morning with so much energy, right? The quote says, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive. I want you to put one thing in the comments that make you come alive, right? Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who come alive. You know what makes me come alive? Legacy. When I think about the fact that I have an opportunity to either leave a mark on this world or leave a stain. And I've decided that I'm going to leave my mark. I'm going to build a legacy. I'm going to create something that's so special, and not because of my own doing, but because of my Heavenly Father, because of the gifts and the talents and the mission and the call that He has on my life. I'm walking in faith that He's going to give me everything I need to pull off what He's shown me. And because of what He's shown me is so grand, it's going to leave a legacy. Right? People are going to remember that I was here. People are going to remember that my family was here, and God is going to get all the glory. Right? What makes you come alive? And then go do that with every fiber of your being, because that's what the world needs. The world needs you, Andrea. The world needs you, Mark. The world needs you, Timothy, specifically to come alive. Because when you come alive, you're literally going to ignite the fire in those around you, even some people you haven't even met yet, and they're going to come alive. Just like a wildfire in the wilderness, one small spark, and all of a sudden you have an inferno that is moving across the forest, right? One person comes alive and it ignites the passion in someone else and they come alive, and it ignites the passion in two or three other people and they come alive, and all of a sudden you have a crazy blaze of alive people, and that's what the world needs. So that, my friends, is the quote of the day, brought to you by our good friends over at the Black Biz Success app, the all-in-one sales and marketing solution for Black-owned businesses and Black entrepreneurs. Make sure you go to blackbizsuccess.com. If you choose our professional plan, you'll get to try it for $29.70 for the first 30 days. And you're going to get everything that you need. I'm going to jump in there with you, and I'm going to help you build out all of your assets. I'm going to help you with your lead generation. I'm going to help you close some sales this month in your business. And it doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Blackbizsuccess.com. I'm going to put the ticker tape down here in a second. So we're talking marketing on Fridays. We like to answer any questions. So if you guys got questions, put those in the comments below, and we'll answer any questions that you have. If you don't have any questions, then we've got this article we've been kind of working through together from Zen Media, and it poses 60 of the most commonly asked questions about digital marketing, and they give an answer. And I have to admit that a lot of their answers are spot on. I agree with a lot of the stuff. So sometimes I'll expound on what they have as an answer. So as I'm thinking about that, let me go ahead and grab that link and put it in the comments so that you guys can go, because we're on question, I don't know, we're in the content marketing section. So we went through the first 25 questions or so already. So you guys can go check that out on your own. But let's get into some questions that they pose when it comes to content marketing. So the importance of content marketing in an online marketing strategy has undergone a meteoric rise over the last few years. So it's only natural that businesses have questions about just how to harness this marketing tool. And as usual, we're here to help. So I guess the first thing we have to understand or answer is, what is content marketing, right? So content marketing turns traditional marketing on its head. Instead of focusing on a company and its products or services, it focuses on the consumer's need first. The goal of content marketing is to provide valuable, genuinely helpful information to consumers for free in order to create a relationship with them based on trust, which eventually leads them to make a purchase. See, we are in the age where the internet and information is at the fingertips of every consumer. So in order for you to build trust with your consumers, one of the things that consumers are looking for, they're looking to be educated on your products, your services, your industry as a whole, and they're looking for experts and companies and individuals who have some sort of authority in the space. And there is no better way for a small business owner, solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever your business or service is, there's no better way for you to educate your consumer and position yourself as an authority at the same time than content marketing, right? You are witnessing me do content marketing live in front of you. I am doing a video podcast that is streamed to both Facebook and YouTube, and the audio will be up on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, Google Play, and all of these different platforms as a piece of content that will live forever on these platforms, right? And what I'm doing in the content is I'm providing helpful information that educates my audience about the power of marketing in their business. Now, why am I educating on marketing? Because I have a company that sells marketing software, and I have an agency that sells marketing services. So I want to position myself as an authority, as a person who is has resources first and foremost, right? If you know anything about building relationships, the first thing you want to do is become a resource. And if you become a resource, you'll eventually become the resource, right? So that's what I'm doing with these daily podcasts. I'm creating content to position myself as an authority in the space of digital marketing, because I want to build relationships with those who are looking for this kind of help and show them that, yes, I know what I'm talking about. I also have the tools and resources to help you and to guide you and even execute some of these strategies for you. That, my friends, is what content marketing is all about. So, if you are a small business owner, whether you have a local brick and mortar, whether you have an online boutique, whether you do e-commerce, if you're not using content marketing, you're just missing out on an opportunity to create what's called long-term, sustainable, organic traffic to your offers, right? So let me get this banner down here for the Black Biz Success app. All right. So that's what content marketing is, right? Now, what qualifies as content, right? I gave you my example of what content is, but a lot of times, a lot of people have this confused, right? They have this confused. What exactly qualifies as content? Come on, microphone. There we go. What exactly qualifies as content, right? So let's hit that one too while we're at it. When most people think of content marketing, they think of a blog. And blogs are certainly one of the easiest and most effective means of content marketing available, but they aren't the only forms of content that can be employed in a content marketing strategy. Any valuable information conveyed via any medium can be considered content. Videos, infographics, slide shares, PDFs, blogs, articles, podcasts, white papers, ebooks, webinars, your social media posts, right? All of those are considered content marketing. Now, most of us don't realize if we have any of these social platforms, if we're posting on Instagram or we're posting on Facebook, Pinterest, we're tweeting, we are posting YouTube videos of our kids having a good time, we are already involved in content marketing, right? Or I should say, we are involved in content creation, right? You're creating content for all of these social platforms to leverage and attract your family, your friends to these platforms so that the platforms themselves can sell advertising, right? So you're already a content creator. If you're posting pictures of yourself, selfies, and your kids and your food and all that stuff, you're already a content creator, right? Now, let's talk about you transitioning from a content creator into a content marketer. What's the difference? A content creator is after likes, shares, and comments. That's what a content creator is, right? I say all the time, make sure you hit that share button. I want you to share this, but I'm not a content creator. I'm a content marketer. The difference between a content creator and a content marketer, creators are after likes, shares, comments, popularity. Content marketers are after leads, sales, and opt-ins, right? As a content marketer, I want this podcast to be an evergreen source of opt-ins, lead generation, and conversions into sales for me, right? That's the difference. So now we're going to go through some of these content marketing strategies to help you develop the right kinds of content that will help you generate more leads, get more traffic and eyeballs to your offers, not just likes, comments, and shares, because the last time I checked, you're not taking likes, comments, and shares to the bank. So it's got to go beyond likes, comments, and shares, right? For business. Now, for personal, you can get all the likes, comments, and shares on your new baby photos you want to. You can get all the likes, comments, and shares on sharing something about Beyonce or Jay-Z or Kanye's latest episodes or whatever, right? But for business, you got to be a little bit more strategic. You got to be a little bit more intentional, right? And that's the key. That's the major difference, right? Between content marketing and content creators. If you're in business, I want to help you convert into a content marketer, so that the content that you're putting out is generating traffic to your offers. And when they get to your offers, they're clicking, they're opting in, they're asking for more information, and ultimately they're becoming leads. And then some of those leads are converting to paying customers for you. That's the goal. And we're going to continue to talk about that here on the Cortez Hustle Show. But it is now time for my favorite segment of the show, segment that we call 1 Minute Motivation. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every episode we do something called 1 Minute Motivation, where we share a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I'm going to ask that you comment a couple takeaways yourself. I'm going to give you a couple takeaways and a couple of my thoughts on this. But let's go ahead and get into 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Get your passion back. Start believing again. Start hoping again. Start dreaming again. This can be a destiny moment for you. See, I'm done letting fear and can't do it thoughts dictate my life. I'm done making excuses as to why I can't go after my dreams. I believe I'm a mighty hero. It's not too late. You can still accomplish your dream. You can still live an abundant life. There is greatness in you. Jeremiah said, there's fire shut up in my bones. There is potential, talent, increase that you haven't tapped into. Get rid of those limiting thoughts. You and God are a majority.
You know, I once heard a pastor said something and I loved it so much. He said, anything plus God is everything. I love that. He said anything, and you could even make it shorter. You could say anything plus God equals everything. When God is in the mix, that is all it takes.
There are things in your future greater than you've imagined, but there will always be dream stealers, naysayers, people that try to pull you into their shade. They're insecure. They'll try to talk you into being insecure. You really think you can go to college? You really think you can start that business? You really think you're going to beat that sickness? They live intimidated. They'll try to pull you into intimidation, fear, doubt. Don't take the bait. Stay in the sun. God is going to cause you to blossom, to go places no one ever thought you could go. It's going to surprise your family. People are going to be amazed at where God takes you.
Hoo-wee. Man, I am fired up, even more so than I was when I started this show. Because I want y'all to think about something, man. He started out saying, get your passion back. I don't know who that's for this morning. I'm clearly, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't know who that's for. I just know somebody listening to that today. That's for somebody. Somebody has lost their passion. Somebody has allowed naysayers, so-called haters, circumstances of life, gotten a little complacent and kind of given up on their dreams. And today's call out to you is to get your passion back. Now, if that's you, go ahead and declare that, you know what, that's me. I'm about to get my passion back, right? No more excuses. No more excuses, y'all. Like, get on with it, get to it. Know that it's not going to be easy. One of my favorite advertisement campaigns of all times, right? As you know, I'm into advertising and marketing. So when I see commercials and I see good advertisement, and it's done right, I get excited about it, right? I'm just geeking out over what I love to do, right? But how many of you guys are familiar with the exercise program P90X, right? I love P90X because their marketing and their advertising did what most marketing and advertisement tends to run away from. Most people who market and advertise and trying to sell something, they try to make you believe in how easy it is to do something because they want everybody to come in. Not P90X. P90X put on Front Street how difficult and how challenging it is to go through their program to get the results that you want to get. And what that does is it polarizes the audience. It makes people who really ain't about that fitness life say, nah, that's too tough for me. And they don't buy. See, when you are marketing to your customers, you want customers that can make a decision fast and get results fast. That's how you scale a business, right? Got that from my man, Steve Larson. I'm in his content for leads challenge, right? He said his perfect customer is a customer that makes a decision to buy quickly and they implement quickly, therefore they get results quickly. P90X was scaring away people who are just trying to buy another program to satisfy their desire, but was really not going to do anything with it, right? They let you know off top, this is going to be hard, right? And I don't know you, and I don't know what vision you have for your life, what God has put you on this planet to do. I don't know any of that, but I know this is going to be challenging. And if you just accept the challenge on the front end, you'll be fine. You won't be surprised when the hater throws dirt on your name. You won't be surprised when you run into the roadblock if you've already accepted that it's going to be a challenge to begin with. Don't go into any endeavor, especially if God has got his hand on it, thinking it's going to be easy. No, because God sent his son with all power in his hand, and they still crucified him, right? You see all that he had to go through. So don't think that God is giving you these tools, these gifts, and he's giving you this mission, and it's clear what he wants you to do, and then you're going to start doing it, and it's going to be a tiptoeing through the tulips. No. And let me help y'all with another thing. Don't think that all of the challenges that you see and you face are of the devil. No, see, God understands that in order for you to do what he's called you to do, there's a process that you have to go through to become who he needs you to become in order to do what he's called you to do. So some of those challenges are ordained and allowed because it's part of the process of you growing into the person he needs you to be to fulfill the mission. Don't get it twisted. Now, let's be clear about another thing. Some of the challenges that you are going through are those that you brought on yourself. That's also clear, right? God said go left, you went right, and now you got all kinds of challenges trying to get back to the left. Well, you brought that on yourself, right? You were disobedient, right? Right. But understand that if you just accept that it's going to be challenging and that I'm going to do it anyway, in spite of the challenges, then when roadblocks show up, you're not surprised. The young lady says, anything plus God is everything. I'm starting to learn how to put God first in my business, right? One of the things I struggle from is I love to do things by myself. I don't want to give. I don't want when you start bringing in too many people, you got to find yourself waiting on people to do certain things. And I'm like, man, I'm so gung ho. I just got to get things done. So I like to move by myself, and that's a habit that I've had all my life. And as I started growing my business, I started to realize that I can't move this business from this spare room to a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate by myself. I got to put God first in my business, let him order my steps, right? So I'm learning how to bring God into everything that I do and get still and listen and really try to seek direction, right? And it ain't easy to do, but anything plus God is everything. So the gifts and talents that God gave me, the ambitions and the drive that I have because he allowed me to see a glimpse of what he has for me via my imagination, plus bringing him into the mix and making him the center of everything, creates everything that I need to win. So I want y'all to really focus on getting that passion back, man. Find out what makes you come alive and do it with everything that you have, because that truly is what this world is missing, is people who are alive. There's so many millions of people on this planet walking around in darkness, walking around as zombies, the sleeping dead. And this world needs more people to come alive. So that, my friends, is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Black Biz Success app, the all-in-one sales and marketing solution designed with Black entrepreneurs in mind. Everything that you need is right here in this one suite of tools. Go to blackbizsuccess.com. Our Labor Day promotion allows you to get our professional plan, normally $297 a month, for just $29.70 for the first month. And you get to test it out. You get access to everything. It's not a watered down version. No, for that $29.70, you're going to get the whole kit and caboodle. And every week in September, we're going to do a challenge to help you get the most out of the platform. And when I say challenge and get the most out of this platform is designed for you to get leads and turn those leads into sales. So I'm going to help you make some money this month, but you got to get the platform and the tools that you need in order to participate in the challenge. That's why we're allowing you 30 days for $29.70. Go to blackbizsuccess.com, click on our pricing, click on our professional plan, and let's get rolling. So we're talking marketing today, y'all. Content marketing specifically, but understand that today's customers are smarter than customers have ever been throughout the history of the world, because they, just like you, got access to all the information. See, there was a time when a salesperson had more information than the consumer. Think about it. The last time you went and bought a car, did you have more information about that car than the salesperson? Yeah, because that salesperson is trying to get retain the information on several cars that they're selling. But you've only been looking at this one particular car, and you've been obsessing over it. You've been learning everything about this car. You've been comparing prices. You know all the different dealerships in the area that has this car. So when you show up to buy the car, you know more than the salesperson. So as an entrepreneur and a business owner, you got to have that in mind. How do I then build trust with the consumer so that when they do all of their research, they get all of the information, I'm the one that stands out and they say, out of all the people, out of all the companies, out of all the businesses that I've looked at for this particular thing, this is the one that stands out. I'm going to roll with the Black Biz Success app. I'm going to roll with this company. I'm going to roll with that influencer. I like the way they do business. They educated me about this thing that I didn't even know to research. And because of that, I feel comfortable buying from them. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. That's the game, right? Or as Mark says, that's the pre-game, right? Consumers are more educated now than they ever have been. So you've got to figure out, how do I use content marketing? How do I use my social media? How do I use my websites to educate them that we are the right choice for them if they decide to go, right? Or if they decide to buy. So we said, what is content marketing? What qualifies as content? How should I get started with content marketing? And for those of you who are just joining us, we're going through an article on zenmedia.com. I'll put the link in the show notes in the comments for you guys to read all of the questions, because it's 60 questions. We're going to do about 10 questions today. It's 60 of them, right? And they're going to help you understand marketing at a greater level. And of course, if you want our ultimate online marketing checklist, you can go to localbizmarketingpros.com and grab that as well. So how should I get started with content marketing? Though it can be tempting to jump right in and start writing a blog without much forethought, the only way to ensure that your content marketing will be effective is to take time to create a strategy first. Without a clear plan in place, all the time you put into developing content is wasted. So how should you craft your content marketing plan or your content marketing strategy? The principal thing to winning with content marketing is consistency. That's the principal thing. See, content marketing is a long-term play. It is I'm going to build up this brand over time to become a trusted source of education around the topic that I'm an expert in, because I sell products and services that support that knowledge, right? So if consistency is the principal thing, then you have to consider which form of content marketing is going to lend itself to you being the most consistent. It's the principal thing. If you do not like to do videos and be in front of a camera, then your content marketing strategy probably should not consist of video marketing. You're going to do 1 or 2 videos and you're going to quit because you don't like it. Ask me how I know. Because when I first started this online journey, I started out as a blogger, right? I was with a company called Empower Network. Shout out to David Woods and Dave Sharp and Tracy Walker and all of those guys. It was a fun time for me as I was learning about marketing and learning about the internet and doing online business and stuff like that. But I started out as a blogger. So they created this blog platform that made it easier for you to blog. But at the end of the day, if you don't like to write, you're only going to be but so consistent when it comes to blogging. And they was like, write a blog post every week. But I hated writing. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I was trying. And then in order to make your blogs effective, to get them found in search engines so you show up at the top, like there's a lot to blogging, but primarily you got to like to write. You got to love to communicate your thoughts through the written word. And that just was not me. It just wasn't me. So I wasn't consistent enough, and I never gained any momentum in that platform because of I wasn't a great blogger. I didn't like to write. But where I did find success is when I saw my mentor, Brian Bean, doing videos about economic empowerment, personal finance, financial education. And I said, hey, I'm passionate about that. And I think I can communicate that message via video. And I started doing that. That's how, if you're watching this on the Financial Health Mentor page right now, that's how that page exploded, now over 120,000 followers or something, because I learned that my primary form of communication that I'm both effective and it's fun for me is video. That lends itself to me being the most consistent. So my content marketing strategy is centered around video marketing. Now, if you could tell a good story with pictures, then Instagram and Pinterest might be your places, because those platforms are really designed for people that can communicate through images. So when you're deciding on a content marketing strategy, ask yourself this question: how do I like to communicate? Written word, spoken word, video, or written word, images, video, or audio. That's how we communicate. Like, if I just wanted to do this podcast and didn't like to be on video, but I like to talk and I can communicate effectively via talking, then I can do a podcast without me being on camera. I could do something like this and I can just talk to y'all and don't have to worry about what I look like, what my background look like, or anything. The key is I'm using my voice to communicate the message, right? And if that's how you like to communicate and it's fun for you, you'll probably be the most consistent and you'll stick with it long enough to learn what you need to learn to be effective at it. But don't go down the path of trying to create content in a way that is uncomfortable for you, because you'll never be consistent with it enough to be effective, right? Hope that makes sense to you guys. All right, so let's talk about what are the steps to developing a content marketing strategy. We kind of talked about that. I jumped ahead a little bit, but let's see what Zen Media has to take. It says, first, determine who your target audience is, right? Who are you talking to with this content? Develop a customer persona to whom your content should speak, right? I'm talking to small, local businesses that want to compete with national brands. I'm talking to the entrepreneur who understands that this internet thing isn't going away. I better figure out how to best utilize it to stay relevant, or I'm going to mess around and get crushed by the competition, right? Based on that persona and your company's brand image, decide on your company's voice and the type of content you will be creating, right? What is your voice? And this has a lot to do with the attractive character of the brand. For me and most solopreneurs, you are the attractive character. So my voice is more professional, serious, powerful, right? That's my voice. Some may have a voice that is more comedic, more joyful, more fun, right? I don't tell jokes in a lot of my content because that's not natural for me. But all of you who are listening can testify to the fact that I've said something that made you think deeply, right? Because my messages are more power-based than comical and fun and lighthearted, more professional, more serious tone. That's the voice of my brand. Now, I understand that that voice is not for everybody, but it's my voice. So I have to stick to my authentic voice if I'm going to win in this game of content, right? So decide on your company's voice and the type of content you will be creating. Your content needs to be informative and valuable, as well as interesting and engaging to your target demographic. And once you start producing content, constantly tweak your strategy is in order based on how successful each post is. So one of the things that I learned in Steve Larson's content for leads challenge is he gave us this great ROI calculator, right? You got to measure your daily lead flow, right? How many leads am I going to get from this episode of the Cortez Hustle Show, right? And then how many of those leads are going to then turn into sales over time, right? You got to track that stuff because you can't measure what you don't track, and you can't grow what you don't measure. So this content, this long-term play is I've got to find my lane and get to a place where every time I drop an episode of the Cortez Hustle Show, it's going to bring me X amount of leads consistently. Because I created a formula and a system that says, hey, I'm going to do it this way every time, and it's going to reach a new audience. And based on that reach, is going to perform in this manner, right? That's the key. Can't measure what you don't track. You can't grow what you don't measure. All right. So now, do I need to constantly create new content? Now, that is a question that we often get. Do I need to constantly create new content? I'll give you Zen Media's answer, and then I'll see if it conflicts with my answer. They say yes and no. Content creation does need to be ongoing, but there are ways to streamline and simplify the process. One of the easiest and most effective ways to doing so is to repurpose content. This entails creating content in one form and then reworking it several times in order to utilize that same information in other forms as well. For example, you might write an ebook about an important topic in your industry. Then you could take the chapters of that ebook and edit each one to make them into individual blog posts. Next, you could create an infographic illustrating the statistics mentioned in the ebook. And finally, you could give a webinar discussing the content in that ebook. Not only does this approach lighten the content creation load, but it also allows the same content to be consumed by people with different tastes in content. Now that, my friends, is exactly what I was going to say. Because I want you to think about this episode, and I'm doing it right now. This is what's called long form pillar content. The Cortez Hustle Show is 1 hour every day. So that's long form pillar content. But if you pay attention to how I've structured the show, then you will see that I've answered 5 questions so far, right? I've also done the quote of the day, and I also did 1 minute motivation. Well, if I break out all of those things individually, that becomes 7 pieces of unique content that can stand alone by themselves. Same content. Now, remember, I'm a video marketer. So I take the same content from this one episode so far. We've answered 5 questions, and I do 1 minute motivation and a quote of the day segment. The 1 minute motivation can be a segment and a video that stands alone by itself. The quote of the day can be a video that stands alone by itself. And then I can do a video based on every independent question that we've answered so far. So that one piece of content then turned into 7 pieces of content very easily because of the way I structured the show. I go into the show knowing that this content can become multiple pieces. So how do I make it easy for my team to know where to break it up? It's easy. I often do lists, right? Here's a list of things we're going to talk about. And within that list each thing that we approach in the episode becomes a standalone piece of content as well. So then if I wanted to, I can take the entire episode, have it transcribed, clean it up, and then turn it into a blog post, right? So now you can go to the CortezHustleShow.com. You see a blog post, you see the video at the top, but you see all the written content below. Just a thought. A lot of us make content creation way too hard, right? Now, and I know when I say make it hard, I should say make it complicated. It's not complicated to create content, but we don't confuse simplicity with ease. Just because it's simple don't mean it's easy. But sometimes we don't even approach things because in our mind, it's super complicated. One day I'm gonna actually do a video on my setup, and y'all will see that I've got a microphone, I've got a small little mixer, I got a laptop and a second monitor, a webcam. That's it. I like, there's not, sometimes we think that we got to go into a production studio in order to get our voices heard. No, that's the beauty of today's internet, is that you literally have a voice that you can share with the entire world. And not only that, this is the most fun part for me. Not only am I sharing my voice with the world of today, I'm sharing my voice with the world in perpetuity, because this stuff doesn't go away. I truly believe that 100 years from now, somebody's going to find a way to access all of the content that was put out on the internet in some way, shape, or form 100 years from now. And who knows? Somebody might be studying the Cortez Hustle Show. Hey, this is what was going on in the early 21st century. And this guy talked a lot about marketing and ultimately ended up building this big media company. And let's study what he was talking about early on before the foundation of the company was even laid. Right? And this is my point. This is my point. This right here is my point. Demetrix tuning in from New Zealand. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, in the United States. My voice is being shared with the entire world. Right? Pretty cool. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you get some value out of what you hear today, and that you will come back and hang out with us tomorrow and every day from this point forward. So do I constantly need to create new content? No, what you have to do is create your content formula strategy, right? Because that's all I've done. I've got a formula that I use, and I've got this formula from Gary Vaynerchuk and Ping Jun. These are two people that I knew first and early that created what's called a content spinning machine. It's like, hey, you create a piece of content that's 15, 20 minutes long. And if you do it right, you can go back and extract 1 and 2 minute clips out of the 15 to 20 minute piece, right? If you follow Gary Vaynerchuk, you know that he speaks all over the world, and everywhere he goes, he has a videographer with him. So while he's speaking on stage, whatever stage he's speaking on, they're taping the thing, but he also has his own personal film crew that's taping it. And he takes that keynote speech and then he breaks it down into smaller pieces. And then he pays attention to which of the smaller pieces gets more attention. Because if I'm paying attention to which one of these pieces is more likely for people to understand and they get excited about, now I can come back and give them more of what they're excited about. Right? Yeah, today's topic is content marketing. So we're talking about marketing your small local business in your local community, competing with national brands. And content marketing is one of the things that you can do to set yourself apart so that people get to see the person behind the brand. They get to understand one of the most important things that you can share about your business, right, is why you do it. Myron Golden talks about the 4 levels of value, right? 4 levels of value, and we'll close with this because we're coming to the top of the hour. He said the first level of value, there's 4 levels of value, and there's 5 resources that you use at each level. The first level of value is implementation, right? If you're the person implementing the thing, then you get paid the least. Those are the people that use their physical muscle as the resource to do the job, right? The second level of value is unification. Those are the people who are the managers of the people who do the implementation. And they use their people skills. They use their management skills as the resource. And they're going to make a little bit more than the implementers, but those are the 2 lowest forms of value. The third form of value is communication, right? Those are the people who use their voice. They use their mouth to make money. Third form of communication. And then what made me think of this is because when you uncover your voice and when you have a message, right? When your message goes from the heart to the heart of other people and it makes them move, that's powerful marketing, right? That's why you sharing why you do what you do is so critically important. What are your core values? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your mission? What is the long range vision and the outcome you're trying to seek by doing what it is that you do? Because I can buy the product from anybody. But if I can buy the product from someone who shares my values and we want to see the same long-term vision accomplished, then that's going to be the determining factor. So sharing why you do what you do is critical in your content marketing, right? And then the 4th level of value and the highest is imagination, right? And you use your mind and you use money as the 2 resources to execute the things from your imagination, right? So think about content marketing from a standpoint of I'm educating the community at large about a particular topic or subject matter that's in alignment with the products and services that I sell. The Black Biz Success app is a sales and marketing tool. So I talk on the Cortez Hustle Show about entrepreneurship in general. On Fridays, we talk specifically about sales and marketing because I know that a lot of entrepreneurs need sales and marketing tools. So I want to show them that, yes, I understand the pain that you have, and I can communicate what you're going through, and I can educate you on how to overcome that pain, but you can also hire me and I can help you execute some of these strategies if you don't have time to do it yourself, and we can create a partnership and we can grow together. That, my friends, is content marketing. The power of marketing in general, especially on the internet. So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Monday, we're coming back with part 4 of our series on the 5 pillars of leadership for entrepreneurs. We're going to be talking about how to continue to clarify your mission and your vision, but we're going to talk about planning, right? It's one thing to have a clear vision, mission, but then you got to strategize and put the plan in place. So come back Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be talking about leadership. So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.